What's going on, everybody? Dan here, Beard of the North. Welcome back to another episode of the Longhouse. While I wait for my guest tonight to show up, how is everybody doing? Good to see you. How are we all? Hopefully, it's a good Friday for everyone. And so, with that being said, let's welcome Nate
How's it going?
from Johnnie Ray Co.
How's it going, everyone? Pardon me, I'm just getting my audio switched over here. There we go.
All good, sir?
Yeah, we are.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good,
You're cutting it short there.
What's that?
You were cutting it short there.
As far as
I was getting a little nervous you weren't going to show.
Oh, yeah. So one thing, if you don't know me, I am like really good at being just on time, or we'll just say just on time.
Just on time.
Yeah.
So, is this your first live stream you've been on?
No, I did the Bearded Respect.
You did the respect, okay.
Yeah, we did the respect. That was been a few weeks, maybe a few months ago now, maybe a couple months. So
Okay.
But
so for everyone out there, I don't know Nate all that well. He doesn't really know me all that well, so we're going to be spending the night learning a little bit about each other.
Facts.
Hopefully some of you guys can learn some things about him as well, because he's relatively a new company. He just kind of showed up out of nowhere to me. I had no idea about his company, and then just kind of like, bam, Johnnie Ray. Like, all right, now I got to try this out because people are talking about him. So let's see what he's got. And I will say, holy shit to the butter.
You like the butter?
I like the butter a lot.
Good. Yeah, the butter. You know, we that was probably the product that I spent the most time on, as far as you know, dialing in a different ratios and stuff like that. Worked with Corey, you know, from Weatherbeard. He has a fantastic butter too. So I figured, you know, I'd probably talk to him, get some pointers, and yeah, right out of the gate, it's been really good for us. So.
Oh, well, that's good. I know that you and Corey and Sean from 8-Bit and Daniel, I know you're all in a little group chat thing. I talk to Corey quite a bit when we're gaming. He lets me he lets me in on a couple of little things here and there sometimes.
Corey, nah.
But before we get too far, let's say hi to some of the people that were waiting and are here now. I know E ain't here anymore, but it was nice of him to drop in. Ellie, I know you're here. How you doing? Good to see you. We got Steven, that metal guy.
I'll talk to Steven a bunch. Yeah, Steven's a good guy.
Yes, he is. So he's a little too selfless sometimes, I feel. Sometimes you need to take care of yourself, my friend. What's going on, Scott? How you doing, sir?
Scott, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, Nate gave me some shit about it too earlier.
And I was going to be the one that, you know, didn't.
How you doing, Mark?
What's up?
Good to see you, sir. Mark. Ellie says she got her package in today.
Awesome, Ellie. Thank you so much.
Tyler. How you doing, Tyler?
What's
Travis,
up,
Tyler? Travis, Tyler. I always fucking...
Oh, see, now you made me do it too, because I just repeated what you said, so thank you.
Travis, Tyler. Sorry to make Nate look like an idiot, because I look like an idiot.
Thanks, Nave.
Hey, you can call me Nave. Everybody in school called me Nave. Most people knew me by my last name.
That's kind of how it was with me too. Ginsbach. That was it.
We got Corey, of course. How you doing, sir? Curtis, what's going on, sir?
That is a fun fact, Corey. We both got accepted to the Backwoods Fest. It's a festival in Ohio in September, and Corey and I are both going to be vending at that festival. And we might have went in on the Airbnb. It's gonna be fun.
Trust me, when he told me about that Airbnb, I gave him some shit.
Why?
When he originally told me about it, he was saying, you and him and possibly Sean and all this, and I was like, oh yeah, all you guys, I'm gonna share a room, you can share a bed too.
Oh yeah. It's a really great thing that my wife is a co-owner. I think Hannah, you just have to have the name Hannah, and you get to be co-owner in a beard care company. So I don't know.
Oh,
my wife's name is Hannah too, by the way.
That's kind of what I figured when you said that. Daniel, what's going on, sir? Hopefully the launch of Pipe Layer went well. I hope I was able to help out as best as I could.
Oh, you're the guy on
that? Yes, I am the guy on that. What's going on, Ken? How you doing, sir? Who else we got here? We got Mike. How you doing, sir? Oh, let's see here. Any more? Mike Venna. How you doing, sir? Ray, how you doing? Good to see you, sir. I'm assuming this was the one you were talking about.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh, I got to catch up here a little bit.
What's going on, Ken?
He says $4,200 at that sale last year, so he's hoping that you guys can do that good this time.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, Rob? And we got Mr. Dagan. How you doing, sir? Oh, excuse me. Gary, how you doing, sir?
What's up, G?
Melissa, what's up? Is Garrett going to join us, or is he fucking sleeping?
Hey, Melissa.
And I think we are caught up now. All right. So, Nate, what brought you into the beard world? Obviously, you have a fucking fantastic beard.
It wasn't this. Yeah, no. It was, I really just enjoy all the company of grown men with facial hair. Just really like having. Yeah,
does it get your dick hard?
Ooh, PG-13. No,
not on my stream.
Not on here.
Not on my stream.
He's like, we actually go NR. Kids are walking out. Parents are in disgust. No.
If I overstep a boundary, sir, just let me know. Okay.
Oh, I will. Okay. Don't worry. No. So what really got me in was, I work a 9 to 5 at Apple. I do tech support. So it's like, did this for a long time. Kind of I've owned a business in the past, computer repair business, and that was back in college. It just wasn't really my thing. I didn't stick to it. I was real young, didn't really have, the business mindset. So, I kind of dipped out and, did sales and stuff like that. But what really got me back in was, I had my son a couple years ago. He'll be 3 this year. And I realized that what I had to do was something that took a little bit of risk. I needed to kind of, say, I'm going to go do something for me that is going to show him, that he can do anything for himself too.
Set an example.
Exactly. I'm a firm believer that if I tell him, hey, son, you can go out and be anything that you want in the world, And, don't get me wrong, Apple's it's a cool job. It's not hard. It's just
Right.
not it's not what I want to do with my life. Like it's grossly, underserving my ceiling, what I can do in my life. So and that's cool. It's it is what it is. It's a paycheck. It pays the bills. It's put a roof over my head. It's done what it's done. Um, but to me, I can't tell my son, "Hey, go do what you want in this life," if I'm not truly doing that myself. Like it
Right.
doesn't mean anything. Like he'll catch that I didn't do it, and then he won't even believe what I tell him when
Yeah,
he
you're being a
could.
little bit of a hypocrite in a way. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, that's kind of where it started. And then I really, really, really like the idea of an entrepreneur lifestyle. I can kind of, set my own schedule. I don't like being told what to do. I don't like having a boss, just straight up.
Of
I don't
course.
think anyone truly does, but like for me, it just really, the defying authority figure, type of deal. It's just always been in my nature. Um, so having my own business, it gives me that power. Um, Obviously I'm still kind of with Apple, so I'm not, I'm
Fully.
still,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You can't
But
just start a business and be like, "Hey, I'm making enough money to pay my bills now."
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those situations where I knew that to give the best experience you know, to give my best shot, my best experience for the actual business, I think having this stability, being able to say, I'm never going to run out of stock on product. I'm never going to have an issue. If I want to come out with a new product tomorrow, I don't have to think, oh, I'm not going to be able to do this. Like it does kind of give that, a little bit of an extra leg where I can stand on that and say, hey, I'm going to continue to grind over here and, stake my claim in this beard care industry and, find out what my path is here. And, you know, once I've got a good handle on it, sayonara to Apple. So
Everybody's dream is to be able to eventually quit that 9 to 5 and work for themselves. I definitely understand that. My dad pressed that pretty hard into us kids when we were young.
yep.
And so I definitely understand that. And then, like you said, you want to be able to set a precedent for your son. If you tell him you can be anything you want, but I'm over here slaving away doing shit that I hate, but you can do what you want, and it's not going to set very well.
Nope. The famous line is that things are caught, not taught. Your kids will catch the things more than the lessons you think that you're going to try and impart on them. They're going to catch all the other things that happen in the background, the things that you aren't expecting them to see. They're watching, and they're
They
going
will
to see
see.
that. Exactly. So it's not like, you got to be on your best behavior at all times because your kids are watching, but you do want to kind of always know that in every situation you try to do the best because your kids are watching. So
Yep, your kids are watching. It all changes when you have kids. I know.
truth.
I feel the same with my daughter and stuff. Is yeah, I can try to teach you and show you as much as I can, but I know you're picking up on all the shit that you shouldn't be either.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
How you doing, Cody? A couple more of you joined in. How you doing, Mark? We had Russ Young. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. And where was it? Mr. Crush? How you doing, sir? Could have swore I saw Nicholas. There he is. How you doing, Nick?
It's an epic beard,
TV?
Nick.
Yeah, it's there he is. Nice of you to show up, you
Hey,
dickhead.
his Call of Duty match went long.
Oh, fuck Call of Duty. So, what do you think really helped you gain traction?
Traction as far as like just proof of concept, or like, hey, people are actually, buying it, trying it, liking it,
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
good reviews.
Yep.
Two things. Really putting, I guess first off, finding this community. Um, finding this community first. In fact, I didn't even know this community really existed.
How you doing,
The
Tyson?
story. Hey, what's up, Tyson? How's it going, buddy? So how I actually found this community was through Corey and my barber, my barber shop. So I went to go get a haircut, and he actually threw in some weather beard, old school beard whip. Still have a little bit left, and that just I never had a good beard care product in my beard at that time. Like I'd have like Everyman Jacks and like Bromleys and just not good stuff, right? Just
Garbage shit. Yeah.
exactly. So I didn't even know. I was just like doing this. I was like, is this what this is supposed to be like? Because this is just not good, right? And I got introduced to Weatherbeard stuff, and like it was kind of like an immediate. I had this experience. It was like haircut, beard, trim, everything. I just felt so good. And then I walked out. I went to I do coaching calls once a week, and it's kind of like a life coaching, business coaching, just general like mentorship.
Okay.
And part of that was where I learned, hey, I need to bet on myself. Nobody's coming to save me. Nobody's gonna make the life that I think I deserve for me, but me. And
Right.
that these people that are doing it are just people. They're just like me. They're just like you. They put their pants on one leg at a time, and they have the same 24 hours in a day that we both have.
Right.
Um,
Well.
so with that, I was like, I'm in, and I kind of told Corey, and I was really straightforward with Corey on, he'll be honest with you. I still probably spend just as much with Corey now as before, when maybe even more than before I had this business. But
That's right, Melissa. That's right. You want to forget about Garrett over there? Got room for one more.
oh God, and
I know you and Becky are friends. Don't get mad, Garrett. Don't get mad.
So yeah, Corey pretty much brought me into the community, and that's whenever I met Dan C. Funny story. He's like, hey, when I met Corey at a craft show in Toledo, because back when he used to live in Ohio, he did a craft show in Toledo, and I met him there.
Right.
And he's like, oh, you got a Dan C kind of beard, and I was like, I don't even know what you just said. Like, I didn't know who Dan C was, or what that whole crowd of this community, and but yeah, to really answer your question, it's getting involved in this community, and kind of really aligning really well with Dan C, and seeing, I guess, working with him. He had some feedback for some of my products, and did a review at Command's Corner. Our relationship just kind of grew into an affiliate relationship there, and I think between that, some of the review videos that I think a handful of the people did. I know Steven did one, Beards and Banjo, Brian did one, a couple other people did a couple for us. So I just think having proof of concept out there, and people who you kind of can trust what they're saying,
Right.
their review, just having that out there has been really helpful. So
now, so you're relatively new to the community. You'd say about a year or so.
I would say it was probably June 2021. So we're going on about 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much of the changes in this community have you noticed from then until now?
That's really, I guess, dependent on what you're like,
Looking for?
what you're
looking
Yeah,
at?
exactly. Because I think if you're looking for good, you're going to find good. I think if you're looking for drama, you're going to find drama. I think if you're looking for shit, you're going to find shit. You know, um,
Have you caught any of that?
I try to stay clear of it because it doesn't involve me. It doesn't concern me.
Right.
My mission is, for my own brand. Like I said, we are in a group chat with three other beer care company owners, um, and it's crazy because you would think that that couldn't be a possibility. Like, just when you hear that, some people probably like, what does that even, how does that work, right? These guys are technically, competing against each other, right? Yes and no. I've helped Corey. Corey's helped me. Sean's helped me. I've helped Sean. I've helped Daniel. Daniel's helped me. We've all helped each other in so many different ways that, like, uh, you know, I couldn't imagine trying to get to the top of the mountain without having the help of the people who I honestly expect to be there too at some point.
Right.
So, you know,
I'm working on trying to understand it from the owners and the creators side of it, because I see it from the reviewer, the content creator side.
mm-hmm.
And there is so much more hate and bullshit on this content creator side versus the owner side. I know that the owners and the companies, I know there's some back and forth between you guys, but the majority of you are like you and Corey and Sean and Daniel and stuff. None of you fight about shit. None of you do any. At least you don't put it out in the open if it's done. Whereas
Right.
the content creators, at least the ones that are left of us, there was a lot more when I started doing it. A lot more. And they've all kind of either fallen to the wayside and been like, I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. So they just leave, don't come back. Or some of them come out of retirement when there's a good money grab to be had. I see that now and then too. So I'm just curious what it's like from an owner's side in that sense, and have it, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but kind of have it
Yeah.
shown,
Um,
if
well, it's really,
when you guys do catch the shit, how you guys go about dealing with it. I've heard from a few of them that it's you just ignore it.
truly, honestly, there's literally, if I like, I work a full-time job. I have a 2-year-old. I'm married. I've got a business that I'm trying to run. Like, there's no time
To deal
to
with it.
do any of that stuff. If I want any of these other aspects to be as successful as I think that they need to be, or I want them to be, there's literally no time for that. And if there was, not if there was, but if I was making time for that, you would see all these other aspects of my life start to fall apart. Because
Decrease, yeah.
yeah, and I don't know, like, about a year ago, or actually it's a couple years ago, is when I really, like, revived like, my Facebook account, and kind of got back on Facebook, because I was off Facebook. I early exited in like 2012, like, just got off, just said see you later, like, we're cool. And all these years passed, and I got back on there, and I was like, man, there's a lot of, like, negativity, that ends up on your feeds. And I was like, this is really easy. I can just delete this, get rid of this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm friends with you. I'm friends with you. I'm friends with these people. I'm networking with that group and this group. And then, after a couple days, everything on my feed is positivity and, other people winning and doing the things that I want to do. So,
Right.
like, I know it can kind of come off as like, like, too positive maybe. And that I don't want to get into that, because I don't know how that can truly actually be, but I try to steer clear of the negativity, the drama, and just really focus on, how can I take my business to the next level, to find out what my customers, want, and how to give that to them. So
you care about your company, your customers. It's all you give a shit about. Because in reality, if the Instagram social media world that the beard world or beard community is centered in, if it were to disappear tomorrow, how bad would it hurt you?
It's funny because it depends on how you track that, because like if you were to say like, okay, man, that's tough because right now our focus has been on this, this community. We haven't ran any type of advertisement yet. We haven't done
Right.
anything like, to go into, different markets that we, do plan on going into. But right now, um, I mean, right now, yeah, it would be a good chunk, I would say. But at the same time, I know, and this isn't to sound any sort of way. I know that the amount of people that are in this community, there are so many other people that exist in the world. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
they're in, even in the United States, that don't take care of their beard. That so like I think that there's still like a community that has been tapped into, and there's a community of enthusiasts. Now, obviously, any enthusiast community that that you have, they're going to be, you know, people that are like they're purchasing because they're really interested, not because they're like, oh, I ran out and I need this one extra bottle of oil or this one bottle of oil because I just ran out of the one. No, they're like, oh, I like, this scent from this company and this scent from this company, and I really like this body wash from that company, and you know what I mean, like, or this beard wash from that. They like all the different products, and they kind of immerse themselves into the community, and I think that's a really cool thing because it is supporting a lot of small business.
Yes.
But yeah, so I would say it's a good chunk. Right now it's the community is definitely what we're trying to focus on, and it's we do listen. Like when you ask about about the owners and the drama and all this, we don't listen to that, but we try to listen to what the customers want. Like if I see a company make a post and they're asking, hey, should we do this or should we do that? That's that's a clear indication of like, what this community wants or what this community is leaning towards. Um, like right now, for instance, like we've never done a um, uh, we've never done a drop style of release. Like we've come out with a main line,
Yep.
and we did a commands corner like mystery scent, but knowing that eventually that was coming to the to the main lineup, so it
Yeah,
wasn't going to be like, oh, you weren't going to get it. It was just when it comes
it was
to
like a sneak
sneak
peek,
preview.
kind of thing. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, and and we like that, the idea of that mystery label because it gives us a little bit more flexibility, because part of part of what limits a small business is, if I wanted to do a different scent and then I'm like, okay, well, I need to go get new labels for it, and then this and that, you have to kind of do all this, and then just to find out, hey, nobody even really liked this one. You get it to the market and they're like, it was okay, and so you're like, okay, now I'm just stuck with all these, extra labels or, stuff like that. So, having this kind of mystery label kind of gives us an opportunity to, test different fragrances and, um, just kind of get them out there, get some feedback without it being a permanent label. So,
Right. That's a good little business plan in a sense there on how to do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
How you
just
doing, Carrie?
little.
Go ahead. Go
Oh, hey, Carrie,
ahead. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How you
drama?
doing,
No drama.
Carrie? Yeah.
We don't do drama.
No, we don't do drama, Carrie. You know that. Only between you and I. You got to give me shit all the fucking time.
Yeah, it's essentially, I mean, right now it just says, can you guess the fragrance notes, and really you could just put any fragrance in that and it's technically a mystery oil. I have considered doing some type of like, um, like, hey, this month we're going to do a mystery oil and kind of put it out there what the profile type might be. And then kind of track it based on like, hey, if you bought it in November of 23, it might have been this, or kind of so you would know like later on down the road. You're not just like, yeah, I bought this mystery oil. I don't actually know what it ended up being called because it said mystery. So
It said mystery. I don't know what it was. None of
yeah.
it.
So I tried to like, I'm trying to think of a way to, kind of match that, match what that could be like, but still up in the air.
Right. Yeah. See, this is kind of a good idea too. Like what Sean does when he sends out his samples of
I
new
might,
stuff.
I might have taken that from Sean as well.
Yeah.
Some people in the wild, some people out there might have gotten some of our one of our next cologne type fragrances that we're working on in a couple of their orders. So yes, it is being tested, is being that method is being used. So
And I think it's a good way of going about trying to get the feelers out there,
yep,
because anytime somebody orders from you and I love it. Like when you get one little thing that's extra that you didn't order, and it's kind of like, thanks for, even if it's a fucking handwritten note, sometimes even I
yep,
keep every single one of those from every order I have. I have a shadow box over here that is chuck full
that's
of
awesome.
of stickers, of notes. When somebody would write on like the flap of a box, I'd cut that off, keep it. I've kept every single one of those, and then like little samples of stuff, or hey, want to pick your brain and see what you think about this. Let me know.
Yep,
That is always so much appreciated, even if the scent fucking sucks. It's still one of those things where
right.
it's like,
It's free,
yeah,
and you can't hate on free.
it's the appreciation factor of feeling like, well, I'm not just another order number.
Yeah. No, and I still do a handwritten note in every order. It's I like it. I don't know if I'll ever stop doing that because it's one of those I don't know, it's one of those ways you can kind of connect with the customer. You can, build a rapport through just a simple note. And it's cool because each customer, especially the ones that, if you've placed multiple orders, you can kind of, get a pattern. And, like if I see a customer that's ordered like, London Fog and Clarity, I might throw like a Nirvana sample in with theirs because that's going to be, similar profile, clean,
Right.
kind of fresh fruit. So yeah, it's definitely cool. And then Sean definitely hooked up the idea just putting in just the small sample that's just unlabeled and just not saying anything. It's just like you just get this unlabeled little bottle and you're just like, I don't even know what this is, but here it is. And yeah, it does make a big difference.
It
So
makes a huge difference to those people that are ordering the stuff, because you're like basically saying, you know what? All right, I'm a guaranteed customer now from here on. If you treat your customers like they're people and not numbers, they're going to come back no matter
yeah.
what.
Oh, and I totally forgot. Let me see. And I didn't even mention it because we didn't have even 2 seconds to talk before everything just kind of started this evening. That BOTN deal, if you wanted,
Oh, yes. I can change the banner for that and everything. That's right.
I'm gonna make sure that it's actually active because I want to. I don't know if I actually got it. No, of course I didn't. Let me fix it up real quick.
You might have to reiterate it to me. BOTN, if you
Yeah,
purchase, yeah, I'll let
any
you. I'll
oil,
let you.
butter.
I'll let you
Yeah,
do it.
yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, any butter, oil, or balm, and then get a free oil. It'll be just automatic discount once you. Well, once you use the discount code, the oil will be discounted free.
So it's like use BOTN and it's like a BOGO.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the oil is free. So if you want like a butter and an oil, put the butter in, get the oil free. If you want, you just can't get like 2 butters or 2 balms. It'll just have one has to be an oil. So
okay, so butter, oil, and balm.
get free oil.
Cool.
And give me just like 1 second because that I tried to put it in earlier and it did not
Nope, I won't put it up yet.
actually
No
do
problem.
it. I don't know why.
Okay, where were we here? Yes, this business card idea that Corey has. That's a interesting idea, to say the least.
Yeah, it's I'm pro this idea. I think because part of what happens when you're trying to advertise or get your name out there, a lot of times you're going to spend money on people that will see it and it just doesn't do anything for them. So like more tailored, advertising is definitely going to land. I think land more.
Yeah. See, Garrett, you just got to try. Just try it out. I don't have to have a company. See, I mean, look at what Tyson says you're missing out, dude. He's subscribed to it. Hey, what's going on, Jason? How you doing, sir? Evan, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. Oh, and then we got Jason in here too. How you doing, sir? Thanks for stopping in.
Oh, awesome.
Wait, what the hell was this? Oh, pipeline. Courteous. See, okay, Carrie, you got to remember, Nate and I don't know each other like you and I do, Carrie. Okay,
we're not that intimate yet.
Yes, the nudes you sent me earlier this week were awesome. By the way, just gonna say that the gray beard. Oh man, it was just good. How you doing, Jason? Good to see you, sir. Chris from True North. Good to see you all in here. Man, some of their comments are kind of flying by there. I can't get them. Yes, this is how it worked, everybody. This is how it worked. It's not a collab. He didn't pay me. I just took a very flattering picture of my manliness, and I gave him the okay to use it as an ad. That's how it worked. You got a question here, Nate?
Yeah. So the best way to describe London Fog is going to be probably calming lavender. It's not like too heavy on the lavender, but it's got like it's kind of balanced with like the milk and honey and like the black tea. So it's very. If Melissa's in here still, I know she's a huge fan of that. From what I've heard from from what Garrett said. But yeah, lavender, milk, and honey. It's kind of like balanced with that, so it's not too much. But there is somehow like a cologne aspect to it. Like it's, I don't know how to really say with that, but yeah, it's not like a cologne scent, but it kind of comes off that way a little bit. So
it comes off that way just a little bit. I don't have London Fog. Or wait, maybe I do.
Like possible.
I know I have like 4 of your scents plus the mystery scent. I love Embark. Yeah. Embark, I have like a quarter of the bottle left.
Yeah, Embark is our best at the craft show that we did in December. That one just flew off, which is funny because it's not as popular on the website, but craft show it's funny. It was everything that was really popular in on the website didn't do as good at the show. So,
Huh.
but
So it was kind
yeah,
of opposite, huh?
literally the opposite. But that means that it kind of makes me realize which ones to keep around, because at some point we might consider, you know, reducing and coming out with new ones, changing our main lineup to, you know, obviously you want something that most people like. If there's only,
Right.
a couple that don't sell very well, they're on the chopping block.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate it. You're gonna have to send them out to more people though, so that I don't like being the only one that gets them. So, like
Okay.
when you,
Melissa says she can't really smell the lavender. Okay, that's fair. That means it must be blended in there well, because I know it's definitely one of the fragrances. But yeah, that's cool.
oh, this one here. Okay. Like, where the hell did you see that?
Oh. Yeah, the one thing I will say, I did sales at Verizon. They have such a ruthless culture there. They want you to sell all the tablets to the old ladies, and it's so sad. They're like, dude, don't let anybody walk out that door without you selling them this thing. I'm like, all right, pray on little old ladies. Let's go.
Do something. Yeah. Well, it's easy. You can talk some of the elderly people that didn't grow up with the technology. It's all so foreign to them that
Foreign.
all you gotta do is tell them, "Hey, you need this," and oh well, all right.
I don't want to not have this if I need it.
Have a good night,
God.
Steven. Thanks for
Hey, take it
stopping
easy,
in, man.
Steven.
What the hell? The hell is this, Russ?
It might be the phone, because I don't know though. Like I use an iPhone, so just
Okay,
like
so he's
I have to. Oh, are you breaking them? Because like I use my iPhone until I'm so tired of it that I have to get the next one.
stop
Which
sitting on it, Mark.
I went from the 7 to the 11 to the 14, so I hold them for a few years. But
Thanks for stopping in tonight, Evan. Have a good one, man. No one's calling the cops. I made it here, so we're good. It was Nate who was almost late. He almost didn't make it here.
Johnny on the spot here.
So what inspired Johnnie Ray? What inspired the name?
Yeah, that was my grandfather's name.
Okay.
So we were my wife and I, we were kind of going through the best part of the business startup phase, which is finding the name for your company. It's actually the worst. It sucks. I hated it so much. Because it feels so how's the word? Not unfulfilling, but it felt so generic. Like we're just throwing just anything out there, right? And it just at some points I'm just like, what am I even saying right now, right? And so we would think we had it, right? And my buddy's like, dude, you should use the word panache. I'm like,
Panache. Okay.
panache. I'm like, all right, we're doing that. We're panache, right? And then the next day I was like, nah, that's not it. It's like, it's not that. And so my wife, she's just like, why don't we just call it Johnnie Ray? And I was like,
Okay.
we just really didn't say, we literally didn't. It was just kind of like, it just stuck and we didn't think of it again. And, just like, yeah, that's it. Which is funny that she suggested it, because she actually never met him. It was just like a random out of the blue. He had passed before, we had gotten together. And,
Okay.
I mean, she knew of him, through pictures and stories and stuff. But, so I thought it was cool, kind of inspiring. Yeah, that's what we're looking. Ray-Ban. I don't know. Ray-Ban also like when she said that, I was like, yeah, that does sound good. And the reason we left like beard off or grooming is because we're truly we are looking to go into like more of a grooming company, but we don't know. We don't want to be. We want to be able to get into things and not kind of pigeonhole ourselves. Like, hey, this is Johnnie Ray Beard Care, and then it's like, oh, Johnnie Ray Beard Care. They came out with, a woman, like a women's line or something. It's like it kind of
Right.
weird, So this kind of looks, or it feels a little bit more, like, hey, we're potentially looking to expand past this at some point, which we
Right.
are. So
Right. So any other company out there that has women's line and you're known as like, Copper John's Beard and you have a women's line,
do they have a women's line?
he's shit talking you right now. No, I'm just using him as an example.
This is how drama gets started right here.
Oh no, I actually don't know if Tyson does or not, but I'd love to give him shit because he's like one of the nicest guys I've ever met. So I always got to be hard on him.
Yeah. Well, and having my wife, she does all of our branding, she does all of our like website design, she did most a good chunk of the fragrance creation. Honestly, it sounds like it's her business. It's not. I promise you this. But no. But she, she's definitely looking to expand into a women's line at some point. Because you know how women are. They like their cosmetics.
Oh,
love them, actually.
Yeah.
Love them.
Mine gets
and it's
Go ahead.
so easy to spend money. I'm like, you spent all the money on. There's not very much stuff that you just like in the thing. There's only a little few things there.
Oh, yeah. My wife, she got really pissed when she started to figure out that all the men's grooming stuff that I have for my beard, my shampoos and all that stuff, she's like, mine costs like 3 times as much as yours does, and yours is so much better. Yeah, well, she's like, why do men have to be better at everything?
Man,
your words, not mine.
Well, and that's where with Beard Brand doing their utility oil and kind of trying to spread the love to other other people besides just bearded folks. It's that's technically like when I designed my carrier blend, I was like, I'm going skin first, beard second. It just so happens that when you're getting these oils, they're both so like it's hard to find an oil that's not good for your skin, or that's good for your skin that's like not good for your beard too. Like every one that I found, it's like they're pretty much the same. But yeah, I spent a little bit of time on the blend. That was part of what I also, when I came into this, I was like, I'm not just trying to say, okay, I could look at Weatherbeard, or I could look at any other company out there and just straight take from their what the work that they've done and say, okay, now I'm a beard care company, and here go.
You didn't want to be a copy.
No, exactly. I really wanted to just when I first came out, and I was like, I wanted to have like a light, medium, and thick viscosity, like just 3 different blends, and very wildly different carrier blends with like different carrier oils throughout different, it was completely separate on every one. But then Dan was like, when I talked to him about it, he's like, dude, don't ever do that.
Don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah, he's like, dude, just pick one really good blend and then just roll with it. And yeah, that is true. I had to get an 8-year degree just to be able to be smart enough to source my ingredients. The fact, if I showed you, actually, Sean and I have a very similar Excel sheet. We've compared Excel sheets before, and it's quite funny. Yeah, we've got like I've got all my oils broken down by like their cometogenic scale, like 0 to 5, their viscosity, their absorption rating, what they do in the beer, their fatty acid profile, pretty much just anything science that you could think behind it. That was what I was like really about. Like growing up was just a science nerd. So
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with
yeah,
that.
yeah.
There
Well, and
definitely ain't nothing wrong with that.
that's why I think it worked out really well too. Like I put together a few different carrier blends to try, but I went back to the first one I made straight up. Like I put together a few different ones, and I had a couple different people test them, and the first one was the one. And I think
Yeah.
it was because when I created it, I was like, I want this, 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 and this because of these things, and I knew if I put too much of this, it was going to do that. If I didn't put enough of that, it's going to do this. So
Right.
it just worked out. So
Did you take any inspiration from any other companies, or were you solely, I am going into this
um,
not taking anything from anybody?
I will give credit to um, Gary from Alley Cat.
Okay.
I will say I really, really, really liked his how he was able to also come to the market with something that was not seen. You know,
Right.
like what he had done. You know, really it did inspire me there. I was already kind of playing from that that field because I knew when I was coming, I was like, all right, I have to differentiate somehow. Like if I'm coming to this to this party, I'm not just bringing the same bag of Doritos that guy brought, and I'm not bringing the same friggin' lemon cake that the other person. I got to bring something unique here,
Right.
and so that was like my ungarahui oil and my shiminia oil and perilla seed oil and um, what's yeah, pretty much those are three that are like I would say the most unique. Broccoli seed that's out there. Cucumber seed I think even is in Sean's blend, which funny I didn't know before I thought that I had the only blend with cucumber seed, and then I saw Sean had it in his blend, and I was like, oh, that makes sense because he has a really good blend too. So like, duh, um, right? We
Okay.
didn't. We literally didn't. But no, so
What?
yeah, I was like, I'm going to differentiate in the carrier blend. Gary was definitely an inspiration there. As far as I liked that he came and was doing things with different carrier oils that people weren't doing.
Mike.
I mean, I like Doritos and lemon cakes too. I'm just like I also like I don't know chocolate stuff and bring that. We can eat it all.
Well, it's good that you weren't a copy and paste like a lot of companies are. And, you know, the guys that there's nothing against it as long as you, in my opinion, as long as you are somebody that admits to it, or at least, puts it out there that you do that. If you buy your stuff pre-made, you know,
There's nothing wrong with that,
there's nothing wrong with
in
that
my
as long
opinion.
as you own it. I
Yeah.
don't want to hear that you make it in house and then find out it's coming from
Well, I
Beard
think
Care Club.
technically, well, yeah, and I think technically, like labeling laws would say distributed for,
No.
you can't like if I like my products, it says like made and it's got my my I think my city or something. Technically, you're supposed to have your address of your business
Right.
right on the place. So these companies that are buying pre-made oils, I'm pretty sure if they're already like pre-bottled or yeah, it's distributed for a certain company. I know that like when you buy like a a beard wash, which is usually from a lab,
Yeah, from what I
that's
understand, like washes and soaps and stuff like that, you guys can't technically make it yourselves. It has, unless you have a special license or something, or a special way
no, we can. No,
you
we
can.
still yeah, we still can. It's just it gets really dicey because as soon as you start to mess with water-based products and preservatives and you deal with the the possibility of mold and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
That's where the guidance that I've been given and was just go to somebody that has already done it by chemists and people that are real scientists. I went to school for a few years and did some chemistry and some biology and all that, but I'm not gonna pretend to try. I'm not gonna pretend to try and say I'm gonna make a body wash for somebody. I'm gonna
Right.
go find a lab and partner with them. Like right now, I'm working with a lab and I'm supposed to be getting a third revision of this body wash, or I keep saying body wash, this beard wash. Um, and so like that you can definitely get something custom, but just go the professional route. You're going to spend some money to pay to get a custom formula. But the
Right.
cool part about it is it's your custom formula. Like nobody else sells this beard wash. I could go and show you 10 other companies that have that, three of them all carry the same beard wash. Like essentially they might have a different label on it, but it's just there are only so many places you can buy beard wash from.
Well, that's
you
where
know
a lot of people feel like, you get that kind of drama too, where like, well, this company A has the same beard wash as company B. One of them
Mhm.
stole it from the other.
No,
Not necessarily.
a funny story. um One other company that I won't even say who it was, but the wash bar that I have right now, which we're going to give a couple away if we still have time, if you still want to.
Oh yeah, it
The
depends. How long are you able to go?
I'm whatever. I knew my wife was going to be falling asleep, and as sure as shit, when I walked down the stairs, I was like, "Yep, that happened like I expected. She is sleeping on the couch." And
Well,
so yeah, I'm cool.
all right, before we get into the story then.
Yeah.
First question I have, what's the circle jerk like with you guys in that group? It must be good.
Um, it depends. If it's a left hand day, it's mediocre. We're mostly right-handed fellas, but we
Okay. All right, I was just
so
curious because, it seems like a good group of guys that would be fun. So Corey, if you
Mhm.
want to invite me into that group, I know I'm not an owner, but I'm pretty good with my
he's
wrist.
like he's like I'm infiltrating the owners groups. He's like he's texting his creator group right now. He's like, "We're in. We are in."
But having Chris said this too. All Jokes Society really enjoys this, connect with beard owners and ask questions and stuff. And he's right. There isn't a whole lot of communities out there or uh, industries that you can do that.
Nope.
So yes, exactly. I'll be in the middle. I don't care. But so Nate was kind enough that on top of the BOTN, if you use that code on his site tonight during the stream, you buy an oil, a butter, or a balm, you can get an oil for free. So you buy an oil, you can get a second oil for free. You buy a butter, you get an oil for free. You buy a balm, you get an oil for free. And now he is also willing to give away two, you
Yeah.
say? Two wash pucks?
Yeah.
Two wash
Yeah.
pucks. And you said they get to choose?
Yep.
All right. So let's do one of them now then. And I
Run
will
it.
pull up I'll pull up a random number generator. Just give me a second. And how many people did we have in here? 26. Okay. So we're going to go. All right. So you all know the rules. Everybody in here knows the rules. You've been doing this long enough. You get prioritized. Too fucking bad. I'm sorry. That's the way YouTube works. Only enter once. One time. I don't want to see your number twice. Random number between 45 and 68. Go. And I'll put in the private chat what number it is. What was set up here? I'll invite you in a few days, Dan, then I'll kick you out since... Well, fuck you too, Corey.
He's like, you can get your free trial, but we charge membership. You don't want to know what we talk about in this group. We're charging membership.
All right. Yeah. I have a winner. I have the winner. And it's the first one on my screen. Remember, the prioritize thing. So, the winner on my side is Mr. TV. You are the winner of the first giveaway tonight for a wash puck from good old Nate here.
Congrats. Just send me a message on Instagram if you are on Instagram. If not, info@johnnie-ray.com. Email me there.
There you go. Hey, and I noticed Sean is here. I'm a lefty also, and Dan will have
Wait, Daniel? Are you a lefty too? For some reason, I thought Daniel might have been left-handed too. If I'm like the only right-handed person in that group, that's weird. That's like really
weird. It's funny. I'm left-handed too, so it's in that sense, I'm left-handed. I do everything with my right except for that.
Okay.
So
fair. Call it West Coast or Left Coast or whatever.
So TV, yes. If you're on Instagram, sir, hit Nate up on Instagram. Otherwise, email him. And if you need the email, just say something again. You'll have no problem. Hi, Scott or Sean. How you doing, Sean? Oh, that's funny. Fuck you, Garrett. So, story time now.
Yeah, the story was... You're going to have to remind me.
We were talking about the shower puck.
Yeah, we were.
You were going to go on about the company that you got it from.
Oh, yeah, funny story. Yeah, that's right. So we were talking about how, or I was talking about how, essentially, people can, ideas you can come up with an idea independently of someone else and it be the same idea. Right. This wash puck, for instance, I'm doing active research on this puck here, and I'm actually going in and typing like comments to responses to like responses in a I think it was like a YouTube video to try to find out some information about what this could be, and is this what I'm looking for. And lo and behold, another company owner hits me up in a message and answers my question for me. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm so confused. And then he's like, he kind of was like, this. And I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, I've been testing these for, a month now. Like, so like this company was already testing the same product, right? And I'm independently found this product. It's Google. You're only gonna be able to search beard wash so many different ways, or gentle shampoo so many different ways before you get the same things as the next guy, right? Google's pretty smart about that.
Yep.
And so at the end of the day, what I realize is I will never be upset another company for coming out with a product if I've already come out with it, because that's just how this works. Coke exists, Pepsi exists, RC Cola exists, Big K, every off brand of cola that you can think of, right? So like at the end of the day, cola is cola, right? It's just it is what it is. Now that's where I do think that I was like, all right, well I will spend.
That's a whole other shot.
No, so if I I went with a a different or a custom, because hey, that is cool. If I say, hey, do this, do that, no one else is doing it because it is custom to me and what we've just created. So there's somewhat of a somewhat of a hey, see you later, Sean. Thank you so much, dude.
Thanks for stopping in, man.
Oh, there's definitely a difference in sodas. Totally agree. But the gist is cola is cola. But I agree. But I totally agree with you, Ali. Totally agree.
If you can tell me the difference between Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb, then I mean, I bet you can't.
I drink Dr. Pepper pretty regularly. Like when I switched to zero sugar soda, like Dr. Pepper was like the best one in my opinion. And then they came out with like really good like the cream soda version and like the all the like flavors that they got. I'm like I got a thing with Dr. Pepper right now. So
no.
Yeah. But no. I mean, I can make them smaller, Daniel. You just have to ask me. I can do like 2 mini ones. Oh, dude, Sean, you know exactly how you can get your hands on one of these hats. We actually sell them on our website. You should know.
Come on, Scott.
You should know that. No, he bought one. He knows that. But yeah, just having that like slight difference is kind of cool, with the products when you can. So yeah.
And in really, like you said, if you Google something, 9 times out of 10, somebody has already done it or has a variation of it that has like one little thing different.
Yep.
That's
exactly.
That's why, like, when it comes to beard oils, any type of the products in this little niche that we have, you're going to run across overlap. You're going to have some companies that have the exact same carrier to the T. You're going to have companies that have the exact same beard wash, conditioner stuff, because they went and did some research and found what works, and they made it, and they put their label on it. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Especially when I hate hearing there's no difference between this company and that company. They have the same exact carrier. They have the same exact whatever. Well, really, like with these beard oils, if it feels good on your face and does what it's supposed to with your skin, who gives a shit? Then it becomes a thing of, well, I like the way this one smells more than I like the way this one smells. Yes. And then when you start arguing about it, really step back and think about how pathetic you sound.
Yeah. Well, and that's where that's where when I got into this, I didn't think like long term that actually I'm not coming up with new carrier blends. I'm actually coming out with new fragrances, right? Like that's so.
What's going on?
That's where
Jay?
I also. Sorry. That's where I also don't probably won't get into the like. Here's this. It's here for today and it's gone forever, and then you might get it in 12 years from now. Like I'm gonna create a scent. It's gonna be available. People can buy it. I think of like Pepsi. No, Pepsi's never gonna be like, oh yeah, you can't find our Pepsi. Like you have to you can go to any store that carries Pepsi and get Pepsi, right? Now, sure, they do their like limited flavors, but they still have them everywhere, and they still have them for long enough that you could figure out how to go get it, right? So that's where if
Right.
I come out with something, it's going to be it's going to be long enough that people can get it. It's not going to be this, like if you don't buy it, screwed. You're not getting it, sort of thing. So
Right. Yeah. The FOMO shit.
yeah,
See, like Melissa says here, the smells are so personal. It's
yep,
true that I love pine and oud and outdoorsy scents. And Joe Blow over here likes cake and candy, and this guy over here likes colognes and fruit stuff. And then when you take something and here, you smell this, what do you smell? Well, I get bergamot and amber. Okay, you smell this, what do you get? I get candy. But you're smelling the same thing. How do you not get what he's getting? Oh, that's because that's right. Everybody's, sniffer is different.
yep,
So when somebody says, well, I don't really like that one because I'm not into this. Oh, well, I don't get that when I smell it and I really like it. It's when oh, well, if you get that, you're an idiot because that's not what's in it. Anyway, that's the shit that I hate.
no,
It's
well, and that's why I don't like. Okay, actually, for some reason there's not very many scents that I'm like I don't like this, and I can't put it in my beard. I'm pretty. There are things that I really like, and I'll find myself going through more. But there isn't like one. There's never been like an oil where I'm like, I can't wear this. This is just too bad, But I've also, I guess I've really shopped with, you know, a few, handful of companies, but not nearly as many as some people have. Especially reviewers, content creators, like you guys have tried a lot of a lot of different stuff. So
I'm pushing
um,
90 different companies.
yeah, I might have not nearly even close to that. So
I have 90 different companies, and I have never counted how many actual products I have because I know how depressed it'll make me. So
yeah, I
yeah,
knew, I knew, I knew like right out of the gate, like I bought a lot, bought a bunch, and like everybody gets in, you buy way too much at first, and then you're just like, okay, I got to get through it. I'm in the getting through it phase right now, so I've made a commitment to where like I know like I still want to buy, like stuff from people that I want to support, but I'll only buy like an oil instead of like an oil and butter because I don't need the butter right now. You know what I mean?
right,
Like,
yeah, yep,
so, but yeah, it is the scent creation. The scent creation process is definitely one that my wife has got a really good knack for. We've gotten good feedback from all of them so far, but obviously the clarity one has been the most popular, with I think with it being Dan C's favorite.
yeah,
A lot of people trust what he says, and they just we'll just throw that in knowing that they're going to probably like it. So
right. See, and like Dan likes the super fresh, minty, almost stuff like that.
citrus.
I don't like that stuff. And like me, when it comes to like fruit or food type scents, I hate. I hate them. I can't even have them in my beard.
Okay.
And but then you get stuff that's like I just tried Voodoo from Voodoo Men's Craft.
Hmm.
Holy shit, do I love that. Or
Okay.
like I've told you, Embark. Not to, blow you or nothing, but Embark is fucking awesome. I love Embark.
Yeah,
Where
that one is a good one.
whereas
The
yes, whereas your Stone. What was the name of it?
Stone's Trace.
Yes, Stone's Trace. I'm not
Hmm.
I'm not over the moon in love with that one though.
Okay.
You know, but I have no problem telling people, well, mostly owners, I don't like this or I do like this.
Mm-hmm.
As a creator, I feel it's my obligation as a reviewer or as a customer to tell you as an owner that, hey, this one is good. This one I don't like all that much.
Yep.
And the more people that are willing to tell creators and owners stuff they do like and stuff they don't like, the better they can make their future scent
Choices.
profiles. Yes. Because
Yep.
if you got one that really everybody hates, but they don't want to make you upset, so they tell you, oh, it's great. Well, that's going to reflect.
Exactly.
It's going to reflect poorly for you because, well, yeah, you bought the one time, but then nobody ever buys again. You know?
Exactly. It's like cool. There are some fragrances right now that I'm like, you know, I made a vow that I was going to give it at least, I believe, a year and a half before I make any, you know, changes, because I want to be able to like, I want to be able to say, like, you know, if the first 3 months, you know, this many people tried it, but if the first, you know, year and a half in business, you know, the sample size is a lot higher, then, you know, I'm looking for, at that point, I can say, okay, this is the fragrance that isn't going to make the cut, right? Which is, like I said, it's going to happen at some point. But like I said, we're still pushing another probably close to 8 months out before anything like that would even, you know, we would even be considering that. So,
Right.
and then we would still run through all of our labels and fragrance and vice versa, basically one or the other, because, you know, there's no reason to throw away, you know, material. So,
Right. Yeah. You don't want to waste it.
no.
Have a good night, Melissa. Thanks for hanging out with us.
See you, Melissa. Thanks so much for hanging out.
Mark, I believe so.
Let me triple check and make sure, but it should be. Oh, I'm so sorry. It literally said expired. Let me. That's what happens when you. That's what happens when you duplicate a previous code. Okay, it's active now. Sorry about that.
There you go, Mark. Tyson, you never left. You've been sitting here listening. So you've heard every dirty little word we've said about you. And it's all in love, my friend. All in love.
Yeah, and see, that's like I've only ever heard good things about Tyson and Copper Johns, and like I can, like, there are certain companies that like just have a reputation for being like good companies, and obviously that there being one of them. But like, yeah, I the whole, going back to the whole like drama, the whole drama thing, like you can tell the companies that are successful don't have time for it.
Right.
So.
Yep. Very much so. See, Carrie.
We got to pay him somehow, right?
Yeah,
No.
he's got to pay my fee, you know. And I charge a fucking hefty one, okay?
And Carrie, we've never formally met or unformally met unofficially, but I've also heard good things about Defined, and I think Sean talks good stuff about, you know, your conversations, and, you know, said that you're a good dude too. So there's a lot of good people in this community. I know that.
Carrie's a fucking dick. So
you can, you know, that, and the reason I know he isn't because you just told him that he was. It's just like, because usually you don't, those kind of people that are, you don't say that, like, right to them like that.
No, I've always said that if I don't give you shit, that means I don't like you. But if I rag on you hard and I give you crap all the time, I like you.
Exactly.
I mean, you should hear some of the shit that me and Corey say back and forth to each other on League when we're playing together. Hearing him say the word fuck is unbelievably hilarious.
Only maybe a few times. I've heard it, but it's only been a few times. But you know he means business. I will say that I've tried to, like, because I used to swear often and a lot. Yeah, vulgar words. Then my kid came, and my wife's like, no more. So took a minute, but we cleared the potty language here, and it does mean like whenever I say it though, it feels so much more like effective, like because I don't say it, so it's like
Right.
when I say it, it's like it says, it's been said.
Then yeah, it puts an exclamation point on the sentence there.
Exactly.
I'm a very vulgar person, and it's just the way I am. It's who I am. So people enjoy it. People don't. I don't care either way. Fuck them.
Oh yeah, my coach he F-bomb every other word. It's I it doesn't bother me. It doesn't. I
No,
used to
because
be
otherwise you would have dipped out of this stream a
yeah,
while ago.
yeah.
To your house to be personal wife layer. Yes. Yes, I will. I will. No problem. You just send me your address. You might want to leave for a couple hours, but I'll get the job done. Where the hell was that? See, Carrie's always down to talk to anybody and everybody. I love Carrie.
Yeah. And that's what I've learned. Most business, like most owners that I've reached out to, have been super, super willing to talk. And, I've tried, there have been a couple that are, a little bit more, what are you in here for? Are you trying to steal company secrets or something? I'm like, no, not at all.
Well, I mean, a lot of them get pretty defensive in a way of like, what is your agenda? Because I mean, even when I started out doing the review thing, when I would message a company, depending on who it was, they automatically assume that since I was a reviewer, I'm asking for free shit. And some of them were actually quite mean about it. And it's like literally, I'm just reaching out to form conversation. I'm not here to ask you for free shit because I'm not that guy.
Right. And well, from the owner's perspective, it's probably because for every one of you, there are like 15 others that are not you. So it's like it gets old. I've had it happen to me.
What's up, Aaron?
It depends. Like, I guess the approach really means a lot because there have been some that and maybe it's just the mood I'm in, like maybe I'm in a better mood some days than not. Then, sure, hey, we'll work something out. I like what you're doing. Sure, let's see what happens. But yeah, for the most part, people that are that are coming in and just out, trying to ask for free stuff, it does get old. I'm usually politely just saying, hey, thanks. If we want to, we'll reach out, but I don't ever get snippy.
There you go, sir. See, and a lot of the company owners that I have talked to that I have had a conversation with about that, they've told me that sometimes it's daily. Some fucking guy says, hey, I have a YouTube channel and I'm a reviewer. You want to get exposure? Send me some shit. No.
I'm like, hey, I'm a beer care owner. You want to get some exposure? Come by my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I will say one cool thing I had one reviewer. He actually made a purchase. I didn't even know that he was a reviewer. And then he reached out and said, hey, I'm a reviewer. I just, placed an order. Just wanted to introduce myself. And I don't even think he asked for anything, but I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to throw him something, in there too. Like he got oil or something. I threw him a butter or balm or, I just wanted to be like, okay, cool. He's taking the initiative, in the initiative to, support me. I'm definitely going to, show some love back for sure.
And that's what I always say too. Like, I have talked to a couple of guys that have tried to come in to be reviewers, and there was one that is going to stick with me forever. That he asked me, he's like, I'm trying to be a reviewer. I don't understand. I reach out to all these companies, and try to get them to, hey, I'm a reviewer. They won't support me. And I asked him, what do you mean by support you? Well, I asked them if they have anything that they wouldn't mind sending me to review. And they all tell me, no, basically. And it's like, okay, you have 15 subs. Nobody knows who you are. Where do you feel you have the ground to stand on to look at a company owner who has put money into making this product and making his company? Where do you feel you are entitled to ask them to send you something for free because you have a YouTube channel? Well,
Yeah.
I just can't afford to, buy everybody all this stuff. And it's like, okay, so what you're telling me is you're either using this as an excuse to get free shit, or you need to put the work in a sense, save up money, purchase stuff from these companies, and then do reviews as you go, or build up a stockpile and review as you go. Oh,
Yep.
well, I suppose you're right. And it's like, no, not suppose. Why would a company want to give free stuff to somebody who has no following? You say you're a reviewer, and reviewers are supposed to just give their opinion out there so that people that haven't bought something and are interested want to see what they're looking at first before they buy.
Agreed, 100%. And actually, yes, Copper Johns, I heard you have a pretty good YouTube channel. So I would actually, if you're open, no, I'll send it over. I make exceptions. I'm like, everybody's got a number, right? I'm like, sure, you want to come at me with 100,000, 200,000 followers? What do you want? Go shopping, right? Like, come on. Like, but people don't understand value add. Like, if I am going to add value to you, I'm
You
going
gotta do
to
it back to me.
that's the law of reciprocity right there. And it's not even like oh, I'm going to scratch your back, you're going to scratch my back. It's the exact opposite. Sorry, I think I said that wrong. If you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. It's not that. It's the opposite. It's I'm going to come scratch your back and know that my back's going to be scratched too, right? It's just that's how it's going to happen. And so, like, for instance, whenever we were just at the beard meetup in Michigan here with Dan C at the B-Dubs, and Scott, he's been running our Facebook group pretty much just every day, posting and keeping that thing going. Honestly, that simple. I mean, I say simple. It took so much off of my plate that, like, the last time he ordered, I hooked him up. Like, Scott's my dude, because not because he does that, but because he was so willing to just show up for me. And then dude even was like, hey, I have this really great idea. When we hit 100 members, I want to give away a gift card, but I want to buy it, like, and then give it away. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude?
The fuck are you talking about, dude?
I was like, dude, we'll just I was just like, here, this is how this works. We get to 100 members, we're just giving the gift card away. Like, you don't have to buy it. But, like, the fact that he came in and was, like, willing to put his money up for that, like, that earns so much in, like, just the book. It's like the book of goodwill gesture, right. Like, I don't know, like, Scott's my dude. So thank you, Scott, for keeping our Facebook group growing. Like, when he took over, we've literally grown every single day. So, like, it's been awesome. And it's weird because, like, I find myself participating more, and I'm like, how am I participating more now? But I wasn't able to. It's all just that. Yeah, it's just that mental load that he's keeping that going, and it's easier to like chime in and contribute than it is to, like, drive the boat.
Try to run it. Yeah,
exactly. So
You hear that, Scott? Appreciate the praise now, because I'm sure Nate doesn't put his knee pads on all that often. So,
Nope, the knee pads come off. We get rough. I don't even put the mustache clips in or anything.
So, all right, we are at an hour and a half. You want to do that second giveaway?
Yeah, let's run it.
All right. 22 of you in here. All right, same
Yeah,
rules as before.
Yeah, and these the wash bars are daily use. They're I really like them. You know, like whenever I came out with them, I was like tested them out. A couple people tested them out, and I think I used it for because I wanted to get the idea of like, okay, I got a pretty big beard. How many days in a row can I use this? And what does this actually look like? And I was I did it scientifically. I washed the beard, let it dry out, weighed it, repeat. Took a log. I have a log of this wash bar every single day. It's kind of a weight, and what I came to find out is every single wash was about 4 or 5 grams of weight each time,
Okay.
right? So like I just did the math, did the number, and that was for me this giant beard, right? And I'm using it to the fullest. So I did the math on like an average size beard, and we're looking at like between 5 and 6 weeks. If you dry it. If you don't dry it, this thing won't
melt
last.
away.
It will. It's just that's just the properties, the nature of that thing. But yeah, just a normal soap rack or like a just something that gets airflow to the bottom. So
okay. All right, random number generator. Excuse me. Sorry. So I'm going to put the number in the private chat for Nate to see. All of you, if you get prioritized, too bad. You all know the rules. The number between 20 and 40. Go. So what type of music are you into, Nate?
Man, literally everything. When I say that, I don't mean just like, oh, I kind of like it. Like there are times of my life where I was just like so heavy into like metal and like growing up, I kind of like transitioned from like classic rock, like the Led Zeppelin, the Floyd into like emo kind of, My Chemical Romance used into like metal, Atreyu and sort of, like that whole scene. But then I also like I could listen to country music. Like I grew up in the country. My grandfather listened to country. I went and seen Elton John like 7th row. I took my mom to see that concert, and that was technically I actually bought the tickets for my wife and I to go, but my mom was in town, and my wife's a good. She was my girlfriend at the time, and you kind of get how you do though. You have those like moments where you're like, you're earning the like potential wife points. Yeah, that was an easy like box check, and it was a win-win for her because she just got off work and she was like, I was tired anyway, didn't even want to go. So, but yeah, metal. I used the first show I ever went to was My Chemical Romance, Killswitch Engage, and The Used, and did a whole bunch of the local shows, the $8 get in general admission. You might know one of the bands, but the other 6 you just randoms.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just that whole scene.
All right, we're gonna do this number quick.
Yeah, let's run it.
The first one that I've got on my screen, it's on my screen. Now, Jay, I know you're going to be upset.
I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was. I was gonna private chat you about it, but I was just like, nah, I'd rather just see what happens.
Nope, because Jay said this before I said go and all that stuff.
I know.
But Nick, or not Nick, Russ, you're the winner.
Yeah, buddy.
Reach out to Nate.
Instagram or info@johnnie-ray.com, and that's JOHNNIE. But then, you know, what's funny too is I was trying to get Dan Z to go to a Kevin Gates concert with me, the Big Life tour that was just here in Michigan. Actually that too. It's, you know, we've evolved. It's not just Baby Shark. They're on it. It's like Baby Shark versus Monster Truck versus Robots or something like that.
Yeah, there's baby everything to that same tune. I have a 4-year-old daughter, so
you were just graduated that stage.
I just lived through all that shit too. So
yeah, so it's definitely a variety of music. Honestly, just depends on the mood. You know, if I'm in like I don't know, gangster move, I'll put on some gangster music. Really, it's just Kevin Gates. I don't really listen to much rap anymore. But
see, I'm a little more closed-minded. Most of the people that have been coming to the Longhouse know what my taste is.
Yeah,
it's either brutal death metal or ambient dark Norse folk music.
Fair.
I'm not. I listen. I kind of.
Do you remember Suffocate from back in like
the old kind of more
Oakland?
Yeah, they weren't technically thrash, but
no, they were like I mean, I listened to like them and like Bleeding Through and like I guess some of those were more kind of like the straight edge scene kind of
Bleeding Through. I had an album of Bleeding Through, but they to me were more like they were emo metal.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. What's that? Like there used to be. I used to know all the little mini subgenres.
The genres and stuff. Yeah.
The metalcore.
Yeah.
No, because they have more of a melody in their music. Corey knows. Corey used to listen to that stuff.
Tyson knows how much I fucking hate country. No. None of it. Get it out. No. I have actually, the past 2 weeks, I've been going through the discography for Machine Head.
Okay.
And I've been leading myself up to the newest one that just came out. And it gave me a new appreciation for some of their albums because I just talked with Scott about this from Beard Times with Scott.
Mm-hmm.
How much I hated the Supercharger album. Well, when I got to that album, I realized there are more songs on there that I like than I hate.
There was a couple songs that you just didn't like.
Yes.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
And then, obviously, The Blackening is probably the greatest album in the last century.
Okay.
In my opinion. And then I got to Unto the Locust, which I hated. Now I don't find so bad. I listened to Catharsis and went, where the fuck did they go wrong? Not a fan of that album whatsoever. And right now I'm listening to the live studio album, Hell Alive, that they did for re-recording Burn My Eyes. That's probably better than the original album, in my opinion. Were you ever much of a Machine Head album or fan?
Not like that. It was more of like I would possibly recognize their more popular song.
Okay.
Yeah, like, but I know like they have I don't want to say a cult following, but they do have like a very heavy following from
Yes.
what I remember. Yeah,
Yes,
that
they do.
they remind me of like Tool, in the sense that their following is very similar, like not cult like. I don't want to say like you guys are in a cult, but like the following is very, like they're about it.
Yeah.
New Tool album, they're like Tool's on tour album. The tour sold out before it was even announced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This shit right here will get you kicked out of here, Garrett. I will time you out. But yeah, I'll go back and listen to stuff from when I was younger, like Machine Head and stuff. Their first album came out in 94.
Yep.
But just recently, Signs of the Swarm just released their new song. And that's black and deathcore stuff. That's like everybody in here is like, it's just noise with somebody screaming in the mic.
You're like, dude, that pig squeal though. Did you hear it? It was guttural. The guttural rolls.
Top singers you had a crush on when you were a teenager.
I mean, Britney Spears, I'm pretty sure she was like right around that like teenage. No, she was actually more. I was like in fourth grade, fifth grade. Yeah, I was close to a teenager.
How old are you?
But I'm 34. I'll be 35 this year.
Okay, so I'm 35, so.
Okay. Yeah, Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys, they were fourth grade. If you don't remember the like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, like that was the debate in
I remember that.
elementary school.
I remember it more when I was like 10, 11, 12.
Isn't that elementary? Like, don't you get to like fifth grade at like
sixth grade in that sense? Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You might be right.
All right.
Yeah.
But for this one, if it was if you ever listened to the band oh shoot. What's it called? It's the twin sisters, they guitar and bassist. They're kind of metal. Hold on, I'll just Google it real quick because
Was it Kitty?
no,
it's not Kitty.
but it's just going to my music here.
Look at all you pathetic people saying the same shit. Christina Aguilera. I mean, Shania Twain back in the day, she was fine.
Yeah.
I will give you that.
I Set to Kill. That's what
okay, I never listened to that.
So there was there were
that's this chick, Tyson.
Anissa. No, but yes.
Mine was OTEP.
I remember her. I remember that.
Pre-becoming like a radical feminist. Before that.
Don't you love when that happens?
Oh, fuck.
You're like, we're just gonna. It's like, what do you mean Disney pre-20? It's like, yeah, we only do Disney up from like 92 to like here. Yeah. We get Disney in here. Nah, it's pretty much just how the world's going.
Yeah. Exactly, Ellie. Exactly. Back in the day. Like first, second album times? Yes. When she was doing like her, it was like free. It was poetry that she would do, but I can't remember what the actual term for it was that she did. It was freestyle poetry almost. I thought it was awesome. And then the first two albums of theirs was awesome, but then she like became super super radical feminist, and yeah, not nope.
Lizzie McGuire, nice. Oh yeah, actually, most people don't know Mariah Carey. She is she's up on the list for me for sure.
She's the
Like,
goat.
yeah, definite goat. Definite. And it's so funny. Yeah.
Hannah Montana,
Actually,
Tyson, really?
Shakira and J-Lo, both of those, like, from back in the day.
Oh, J-Lo. Fuck yeah.
Jenny from the
Yeah.
Block. Yeah.
See, I don't follow a whole lot of these. I know they're all country. I recognize the Faith Hill, Carrie Underwood shit. You lose your
All right,
fucking man card for that, Garrett.
Nah, you gotta put the queen in the queen seat.
Come on, Garrett.
Be right back, real quick. Gotta take a leak.
All right.
I'm not cut out for these 2-hour streams like y'all. Pounding 2 water bottles. 1 sec.
Garrett, you pussy. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean. That's kind of like, that to me is like, okay, when you're fucking rubbing one out, what porn do you watch? No, I look at a picture of my wife. That's what that sounds like. Shakira, when The Hips Don't Lie first came out, I'll give it that. I mean, J-Lo, yes, of course. Missy Elliott. Nah, not a fan. Oh. I didn't mean to be mean, Garrett. I'm sorry. I can't realize how fuck of an asshole thing that was to say. Oh. Anyway, to reiterate one more time, because we'll probably be calling it here in about 10 minutes. During the stream, use the code BOTN on Johnnie Ray. Buy a butter, oil, or balm. Get an oil free. Take advantage of it while you can. Congrats to the guys that won a shower puck tonight. Any big plans for everybody this weekend? I'm probably not going to do a damn thing. I got to take advantage because it's supposed to storm. And we're supposed to get like an inch of rain. And we could possibly get some snow. So it's going to be ride that out, and then we're probably going to start planting. Of course. Of course you are, Ken. Have a good night, Curtis. Thanks for stopping in, man.
See you, Curtis. Of course,
no
Russ.
problem, Russ. D&D games on Tuesday, huh?
Did you check out the movie yet, Scott? I heard it was supposed to be good. That's what my friend that plays says. So it was pretty good.
Thank you for stopping in, TV.
Yeah, TV,
Ellie,
get a hold of us.
Ellie, that's all you ever do is work. Now, here we go. I said it was going to be raining, Carrie. How am I supposed to film in the truck? Outside the truck. I know you've been on my ass about it the whole damn time. I should get to making it, just to be a nice guy for you. I must have pissed Garrett off because he's not commenting anymore. If I did, I apologize. Sorry, Garrett.
That's
Mall
cool.
of America. Fun. It's been years since I've been there. Jason lives in Minnesota too, so the good old Mall of America. The last time I was there, I actually liked being around people, I think. It's been a while. Oil changed and cheers on the... Yeah, Ken's taking some big bong rips. That's all he's going to be doing. Sister's birthday tomorrow. We're celebrating at Cedar Point on May 25th for her birthday. Cool.
I used to live about 25 minutes away from Cedar Point. I actually worked as a lifeguard for a while at their like water park. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. I did that in high school. It was like the best job you could get in high school that was like not working at a, fast food place or something like that. So
yes, Mark, he wants me to make a reel for him. He's been up my ass for like 2 weeks now. He just won't fucking leave me alone about it. So I should just do it so he'll leave me alone. Scott says the movie was good. It could have been better though.
fair.
Don't encourage him, Tyson. I'm not gonna do a real fucking with an umbrella. Yeah, see what he's. I see what you're doing, Carrie. I see what you're doing. This is true. This is true, Ellie. You can afford all the impulse spending, but you don't ever get to enjoy life. If you're spending it all the time in a kitchen. You won some free passes to Moose Mountain. Okay. Well, mini golf. I mean, mini golf, man. Come on. I understand that.
Yeah, you got to go for the mini golf.
You're not helping the situation either, Mark. Oh, so I hope everybody got to learn a little bit more about Nate tonight and what he's about. If you haven't tried his products yet, I highly recommend. The butter is just different, man. Telling you. And I'm not saying that just because he's on screen with me either. All right, the first time I ever talked to Nate, I reached out to tell him, holy shit, this butter is awesome.
I do recall. Yeah, it was that was, like I said, that was definite influence from Corey. What I was trying to go for was a little bit from the butters that I had used, and I don't know if it was just me, but I felt like they were always like a little bit heavier than what I wanted. Just the beard to be. And I know obviously I have a lot of beard, so maybe there's just like it was just gonna happen. Yeah, whenever I went with a slightly higher oil concentration than a couple other blends that I had tested, and and I think that the absorption rate of the oil too, because it's a weird blend because it's most of the time with like thicker oils, you'd think it's going to be slower absorbing, and it's
Right.
kind of going to
Yeah.
coat and sit on the beard. Um, Mine, I would say still that I think I have a medium viscosity. Um, Dan said he felt it could be medium thick. But I feel like it's more of a medium in my opinion.
I think it's
But I
more of a
guess
medium too.
okay. And
In
I
my
figured I was
opinion,
like,
yeah.
might as well ask you. You've tried a bunch too, so yeah. So closer to a medium, but it absorbs really really fast, almost like a light oil, in my
Yep.
opinion. So that's where, yeah, that's one just kind of unique part where it's in your hand, and that's where I feel like I don't want to say I can get away with using a little bit more without it causing more issues. But I know that if I use more of other blends, sometimes it'll like 30 minutes later, 40 minutes later, I'm like kind of, taking a little bit out with a paper towel or something.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
There's a little more there than
yeah.
you
And with these
initially
longer
wanted.
beards, you just take a quick little paper towel through and, you're set. But,
Yep.
um, no, but with mine, I feel like like if I put a little bit too much in, it doesn't feel like it's, on there, like as long. So,
Right. Yep. Exactly. Hey, Ken, we're just going to start wrapping it up, but thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate it.
yeah, if you
And
want to take advantage of the BOTN, we've got
yeah,
the.
we'll give you guys 5 more minutes to take advantage of
I'll
the
tell you. I'll
code.
tell you what. I will leave it if you guys are playing on the site. I'll leave it open until I wake up tomorrow, and I'll just disable the code. And what's came through is good, and what's not, we'll get you next time.
Well, holy shit. There you go. You got all night until he wakes up at what? 7 in the
Man,
morning?
my wife's gonna want me up with the kid 8, 9 o'clock. Yeah, I'll be up.
Oh, we got plenty of time then, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys got some time, but yeah, check it out. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. Uh, I usually respond, even if it's like really late. I'm always on my dang phone. So yeah,
Tyson, I showed up to yours as well. It was just late, okay?
and we had to
Don't be
call the locals in for it.
don't be a baby. Oh, so
But thank you everyone for coming out. And if you're still here and you won, one of the giveaways, like I said, don't just reach out to me Instagram or email, and we'll get you taken care of.
so with that being said, thanks everybody to come and join us in the Longhouse tonight. Get to know Nate a little more along with me. Try out his products. You got till tomorrow to take advantage of this code BOTN. Get yourself free oil with a purchase. And with that, until the next episode of the Longhouse, I
And I'll
appreciate.
real quick.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. I just cut you off because I just saw someone was like talking about the mystery oil. I literally have like 2 left. I think maybe 3. I don't remember. So if it's something where you're like, I want the mystery oil, just buy one of the products, and what oil, butter, balm, and in the notes just write BOTN and the mystery oil, or just put mystery, and I'll throw that in there for you. So if it's
well, there
something
you
you
go.
want, and I have maybe 2, 3 at tops, but once they're gone, they'll be back later once we come out with that cologne line here. So
All right. So until the next episode, I appreciate all of you. Thanks for stopping in tonight.
thank you.